Political parties fielding 6 and more candidates in this election are eligible for party political broadcasts. Airtime is in proportion to the number of candidates fielded. This is the first of 2 programs. The speakers representing their parties are Mr. Hsien Loong from the People's Action Party, Mr. Chiam Tong from the Singapore Democratic Alliance, Ms. Sylvia Lim from the Workers' Party, Ms. Siok from the Singapore Democratic Party. The party fielding the smallest number of candidates will appear first, the party fielding the largest number last. Speaking for the Singapore Democratic Party is Ms. Siok.
Dear fellow Singaporeans and voters of Sembawang GRC and Bukit Panjang, this election is not about the PAP. It is not about the SDP. It is about you, your loved ones, and your futures. So please, listen very carefully. Did you know that our Prime Minister pays himself $160,000 a month? That's 3 times more than the President of the United States. The PAP ministers are paid $100,000 a month, the highest in the world. And while they pay themselves million-dollar salaries, we still have more than 7,000 households not being able to pay their utility bills in 2005. Almost 40,000 households could not afford to buy their own flats or rent homes in 2004. 18 divorces took place on average in Singapore every single day in 2003, an increase of 180% since 1993. Most of these divorces arise from financial pressure. More than 20,000 people were bankrupted in 2005. 1 Singaporean committed suicide every day on the average, mainly because of financial stress. Our elderly continue to work cleaning tables, washing toilets, and selling tissue paper until they die. Even former PAP MP and Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Tan Soo Khoon, said in Parliament, quote, GST up, ERP up, petrol up, car park charges up, telephone charges soon to be up, and of course unemployment is up, retrenchment is up, our pay is down. A perfect stranger told me that he observed that every time after an election, the PAP increased prices, and by the time the next election came, people would have forgotten, and they would just vote for the PAP again. He then smiled at me and said, Mr. Tan, tell your leaders, next time round, we would not forget, unquote. Will you forget this time round, voters of Sembawang GRC and Bukit Panjang? On May 6, you have this one precious and very opportunity to make sure that you tell the PAP you don't approve of the price increases all the time and making life so tough for you while they draw millionaire salaries. Don't throw away this opportunity. It may never come again. Vote SDP. Your voice, your party.
Representing the Workers' Party is Ms. Sylvia Lim.
Dear fellow Singaporeans, the Workers' Party has fielded 15 new candidates for this election. They are well qualified, competent and credible. They are a special breed of public-spirited people who have committed time and energy in the pursuit of a strong, vibrant and democratic Singapore. They are special not because they can run a marathon with their legs, but because they can do so with their hearts. Most of all, they are special because they willingly challenge the PAP machinery in pursuit of a better society. All we ask for is your support and vote. Give us a chance to prove our commitment. Why have we come forth? Amongst many other issues is one that clearly threatens to split the fabric of our nation. This is the use of taxpayers' money to selectively upgrade constituencies that vote for the PAP. This upgrading strategy of the PAP is narrow-minded and divisive, as it encourages voters to act out of self-interest rather than to look at national interests. Is this a new phase of nation building that the PAP is promoting for Singapore? One where each citizen is encouraged to think of self-interest in decision-making? If so, this will seep into the national mindset and undo all the attempts at national service which call for individual sacrifice for the national interests. Is this what the PAP mean by staying together, moving ahead? This is a time bomb because it sets a precedent for the PAP to deny other government and national services to Singaporeans who do not vote for them. The PAP's method of threat is not new. In the 1980s, they threatened that if voters chose opposition, the PAP would close down kindergartens run by the PAP Community Foundation. They also warned that opposition MPs would be so incompetent to run town councils that your rubbish would pile up several stories high. This has not happened. In Hougang, we have even managed to upgrade some of the lifts without charging residents a single cent. If you succumb to the threats of the PAP, you lose the chance to let the opposition press the PAP government on other important national policies, such as containing the costs on public transport, utilities and healthcare. What about employment uncertainties and falling incomes? Prospects of older workers are bleak. Besides threats, the PAP has also used public funds to give you bonuses before the election. The Asian Intelligence Report describes the budget this year as a populist package of fiscal giveaways. The PAP has also used its position as a government to entrench and promote the party through public-funded grassroots organizations. Is this a first world government? A first world government would have national interests at heart in all they do and not put party interests first. They would operate on a level playing field. Before the PAP talk about a world-class opposition, they should clean up their act. This is the election for you to vote for the Workers' Party, to show the PAP that you object to the threats and values they are promoting. Show them that you reject their attempts to make you think only of your self-interest. Show them that we Singaporeans treasure the ideals of a better and more humane society for all. With the Workers' Party, you have this choice.